For marriage, forgiveness is not an option. It is a requirement by God. No matter how big the mistake of your husband, no matter how big the mistake of your wife, you are required to forgive them. For marriage, forgiveness is not an option. It is a requirement by God. No matter how big the mistake of your husband, no matter how big the mistake of your wife, you are required to forgive them. Just as much as you're required, diba in the Bible nga, God requiring you to forgive your enemies, eh? How much your husband and your wife? You know, if you're being required to love your enemies by God, despite what they're doing to you, you have no right not to forgive your husband and your wife. That you are not a competition to your partner, you are a complement. Okay? You are not competing against one another. Who's better than me? You're less than me. You're doing greater things than me. I'm not doing much for you. You know, I'm making more money than you. I have better job than you. I have better education than you. We are not in competition. We are in complementation for each other. We need to complement one another. Okay? And when I become great, he becomes great. And when he is great, I become great. And so we complement one another. You are not against one another. You can only become a great wife and a husband when you become a great child of God. Our job as partners, as an individual, is to develop our relationship with the Lord. When you both pursue Jesus, you both connect better. Okay, so sometimes arguments, you can avoid arguments when you're both deep in the Holy Spirit, because you're both gonna be convicted by God. You don't even need to convict your wife. You don't even need to convict your husband. The Holy Spirit will do the job. Beautiful marriage requires effort and hardship. Talagang pinaghirapan yan. The reason why there's marriages that have been together for 60 years and 50 years and 7, because they work hard. As God is processing them, you have to love them in the process.